My parents were great people. I thank them for making me the person that I am. My father was in the Army and worked on the Navy base in our community for the remainder of his life. My mother was a homemaker, but when I went to school, she took a job in the cafeteria at one of the local high schools. My grandfather on my mother's side was born a slave. He was born in 1856. My grandmother was born in 1884 and died in 1988. She was 104. She was a teacher in the Southern Maryland Black Public School. My grandparents on my other side, I never knew my grandfather on that side, but my grandmother was a wonderful woman. We had family get-togethers almost every week at her house. I also wanted to be a priest until I was about a sophomore in high school. I went to church at St. Joseph's Catholic Church. It was very strange because the white sat at the front of the church and the black sat at the back of the church. Unfortunately, didn't allow us to sing in the choir, us as blacks. I started making music when I was about 15. A buddy of mine said to me, clarinet's such a feminine instrument, because there was a guy playing clarinet. And I said, no, it's not. And he said, I dare you to get one. So I went home that day and asked my parents for a clarinet. I entered college as a clarinet major. And somehow, during my freshman year, my clarinet got stolen. I happened to have a saxophone, so I became a saxophone major. Some of them are the Temptations, the Four Tops, Aretha Franklin, Evelyn Champagne King, the Spinners, mostly R&B, but a lot of 50s groups as well. I was nominated 3 times for the Grammy Educator Award. And I got to the quarterfinals both times. She's from Russia, I'm from the United States, and we met in Poland. I have 2 sons that I'm very proud of. My oldest son is a sous chef at a restaurant in Pittsburgh. My youngest son graduated with a law degree from WVU. My oldest son is 42. My youngest son is 38. I have a granddaughter from the older son that's 6 years old. And I have a daughter that's 2 years old. I was teaching at WVU. I was an assistant professor of saxophone, jazz studies, and music education. And a buddy of mine who was studying with his doctorate was the choir director here. My friend got a job teaching, and he suggested that I audition for the choir director job. The people are very welcoming. Many of you know that I was a cancer patient. I'm almost I'm a 30-year survivor as of January of this year. And the best part of my life was the time just before my cancer surgery. That was going through the cancer surgery. I was off for an entire semester. And frankly, C.B. Wilson was very, very helpful. He was the chairman of the music department at the time, and he saw to it that I had the things that I needed. I like nice cars, but I buy them old. My mother's pineapple upside down cake, iced tea, definitely an introvert. Probably Blazing Saddles. I was a baseball player, and I was actually scouted by the Washington Senators. And when I entered college, I was invited to a training camp by the Pittsburgh Pirates. College basketball, probably Frazier, Earth, Wind and Fire, probably This Too Shall Pass. My father, first of all, who I think was one of the greatest men that walked the planet. Cannonball Adderley, who was a saxophone player, and probably Jesus Christ was one of the people that I really love to follow. It would be nice to be remembered as someone who cared, someone who was giving, and someone that they could always rely on.